strong. Get strong.
It's time for live racing action with the Short Track Super League ARCA Series, presented by Buttkicker and Jazeboski Designs. Now, let's join Chris from Captain TV, live from Dover International Speedway.
The Concrete Canyons here at Dover, where we are tonight for race number 4 of the Short Track Super League ARCA Series. It is the fun 1 mile concrete monster known as the Monster Mile. That is the host of round number 4 of this awesome series so far that has seen some fantastic racing as we welcome you in to Dover, Delaware. Yes, the 68-degree, 112-degree track temperature racetrack that has banking on straightaways that's bigger than some bankings on racetracks. See the Milwaukee Mile, for instance. That is banked at 6 degrees in the corners. Dover's straightaways are at 9. Dover's corners are at 24 degrees. So, as you know, this is the self-cleaning track and known as the Monster Mile here in Delaware. Of course, going to be a fantastic race right down the road from the Dover Air Force Base. You see the casino right there, Dover Downs. It's the horse track and casino, the horse track on the inside part of this speedway. But tonight we've got a lot of fun to show you, so get ready for some fantastic racing this evening. Of course, as you know, last night took the night off. I did one race, but did take the night off, and tonight we start the streak back up of 6 straight nights of broadcasting, starting tonight with the Short Track Super League. And of course, the cameras tonight, yep, we have them again going for us tonight. Our good friends at Tracks for Gourmets. You can check out trackcams22.com for all the details on these awesome cameras you'll be seeing tonight here from the Dover International Speedway. Should be a fantastic race. So get ready to sit back for 100 laps of great action here in just a few minutes. Now, last week was a very good race also, and Austin Edwards, of course, the name that you're going to hear a lot of the last 2 weeks. He won both of these races in the last 2 weeks. Now, he was not in the season opener at Iowa. He did not win that race. And then, of course, tonight he's not here also. So because of that, he will not win this race. But last week at Richmond, we saw overtime, and we saw Austin Edwards lead 43 out of the 57 laps and beat out Brian Sutphin on a late pass for the win to score the victory in that race. And let's take a look now at the where are you? I'm trying to get oh, that's on that graphic. This is what happens when you try to multitask. One-man show, hashtag. Take a look at the standings right now, and this is all courtesy to Dan Lisa here, right on their website. This is the big-time iRacing website. A lot of iRacing leagues run Dan Lisa. It does all the math there for you. As you see, Samuel Fontaine leading the points right now over Daniel Hall by 7. Austin Edwards, 18 back. Ken Zames, Mike Carlson, your top 5. as we enter this fourth round out of the 12. And let me see really quickly. I don't think there are team standings maybe in here. I don't think there are. So that's your driver standings. Don't have the team standings to show, but that is where we look at right now. Here's your schedule again. Coming up next week, we will go to the Paperclip at Martinsville Speedway as we wrap up the month of April, and then we have the driver vote for a big track coming up on May the 6th, and then May 13th, it's Bristol, Milwaukee Mile, Nashville. Then we have a road course choice, Watkins Glen probably, North Wilkesboro, and Darlington. I say that because everybody picks that track, it seems. I've got some interesting votes for them. And then an all-star race coming up in June. So, again, a lot of great races coming up on the schedule this season. It should be a lot of fun. Qualifying is underway right now as Michael Benedetto just jumped up to the pole. As, of course, the graphics are going to have a little fun with each other. They always do this to me. And but either way, going to be a battle tonight. Setup, again, a setup that is made by Austin Edwards. Going to see some looseness out there, it looks like, on the track. So, and what's interesting about that is with these loose setups, sometimes those end up being the better races on the series. I don't get it, but it's the case. And what I mean by that is I've run in leagues before. We'll have a setup where we're all out there just wrecking and can't control the car. And we go out there and we have almost a caution-free race, but yet we get a tight setup out there, one that we can handle, get out there and we wreck all the time. I think that's kind of backwards if you ask me. Shouldn't the wrecks be coming with the really loose setup, not the tight setup? Doesn't make sense. But they're going to have an interesting way to work at it tonight. I think you're going to see some multi-groove racing, and I think you're going to see some fantastic racing here at the Monster Mile. So let's... as I mentioned, let's jump down onto the track and see what's going on right now. As we got, let's see, there's the three of Mike Carlson. He just completed a lap. The boss man's out, so let's go check him out here. Mike Steffen. You get your audio on here for the cars and get you a picture up on the screen. There we go. Through turn 3 and 4. Hopefully, you guys had a chance to check out the iRacing race last night for the NASCAR guys. I watched a little bit of it. Felt bad because, unfortunately, the build is for the Cup cars. I mean, it's a good build. I mean, it does have a realistic look to it, but a lot of single-file racing last night due to it. So, had what we had, and Brad Keselowski got the win. And tonight we get to come back and do our own thing here on the short tracks of Dover. And we'll go green here in a few minutes. Coy Haslow looks like he's going on track, so let's watch him in this 87 car. Kind of a throwback look there. This is the throwback series, oh, by the way. Dives it off into turn 1. That corner right there, you drop actually 2 stories into the corner. Oh, he gets a little loose there. And then you come back out of the corner and back in. That's why they call this the concrete canyons, because you're diving off into a corner because of the way that the banking and everything is. You see him kind of up the track here, but don't be surprised. You'll see a little space under the car right about there as it bounces into the corner and sets. You're back to the throttle right here, and you might get a little loose here if you're too much wheel in it. But if you bring it off straight, you'll be okay. You see Dalton right now, Jason Dalton on the pole. Justin Laxton right now, P2. Michael Steffen, P3. Let's see what Coy does here on this lap. Coy jumps to third, 22.99. So good lap for him. Let's see if anybody else takes laps. Oh, that's interesting. I'm like, why? I'm listening on my phone. I'm like, why am I not seeing any, hearing any audio of the cars? I'm like, oh, because I turned all the way down. Nice job. All right, so qualifying is over. Jason Dalton will get the pole for tonight's race. They got a little 5-minute warm-up set up here, so they're going to go out here and run some laps just in case they had it set up for the race itself, or for a heat race, but they will not need that tonight. Appreciate the viewers in here. Make sure you go and share with some family and friends. I know I was late to get the stream to you guys today, and I apologize for that, but get that out there to the people. Let's actually, let's pull up Mr. Dalton here and get a little quick word with him on his pole lap. They're running a little warm up. I believe Dalton is this guy right here, so let's move him up, different name. And let's bring him up here to the chat, as I'm sure he's a pretty happy camper. Jason, I believe this is you. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, nice lap out there. Give yourself a pole tonight. After having some great runs here recently, carrying a little bit of momentum. How's the, obviously qualifying, the Monster's treating you well. How's it treating you in the race?
It does pretty good. It's just going to be a race where
So what, I mean, obviously you don't have to give me your strategy, but from your knowledge, what's the best strategy to keep that right front runner?
I really don't know.
Best answer ever. Sorry. Just say a prayer and hope to God it doesn't blow out on you, right?
Try to stay out of trouble.
What kind of percentage fall off are you seeing out of these tires? I mean, is it like 20 laps and they're down to already 70%, or is it one of those where, I mean, it's falling off kind of slower than that? All right, Jason. Well, hey, congrats on the pole. Nice job. Best of luck here this evening, and maybe we'll talk in victory lane. Absolutely. So you hear Jason mention it. He's kind of concerned about tires tonight. So we'll have to see how that all works out, how these drivers get out here and kind of save these tires and stuff like that. You see Kevin Anderson go to the top. Curran Beckler right now, and then the 32 car of Mike Duryea, who's returning tonight. Duryea had usually some scheduled things on Thursday nights, and that got canceled this evening. So he said, hey, I'm going racing tonight. So it's good to see Mike in that 32 on the track here this evening here, as we're a minute and a half away from qualifying, or from the race itself. Now, of course, this track until 1995 was asphalt, believe it or not. 95, the owner of the track decided, hey, let's make it concrete. And until Nashville Super Speedway was built back in the, I think it was early 2000s or even the late 90s, this track was the biggest concrete track. And of course, the Super Speedway came to life and took that over. But a lot of drivers love this track, and because of just the way it flows. I mean, you're into the corners, and the banking grabs you, and the car just gets tight, and you can floor it off the corner most of the time. Now, these cars don't have the downforce, so you might not be so flooring it off the corner, but it just creates so much passing opportunities and just such fun racing. The walls come out and grab you. That's why they call it a monster. It's a track you just don't see. You know, by the way, you see the pit road entrance. If you've never seen pit road here before, it is the toughest pit road to get on in all of racing, period. The only one that I will accept, if anybody wanted to fight me on this, of the toughest pit roads to get onto in racing is Darlington. That's the only track I'll accept. Anyway, you say, but well, Captain, what about Darlington? That one's right there with it. But Dover, my opinion, the toughest to get on because it's so narrow, and you got to stop pretty much from the back straightaway to get into that pit road without hitting the tires. So, all right, warm-up is done. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup. As You see the packed house here at the Speedway. Good crowd here tonight to watch race number 4 of this season. And the starting lineup, as I mentioned, for this 100-lap race goes like this. Jason Dalton wins the pole, 22.853. He outruns Justin Laxton there by a 10th. Coy Haslow starts P3 alongside Michael Steffen. Michael Benedetto and Mario Ercoloni, the New England driver, probably his home track, I would say, on the season out of all the tracks on the schedule. We'll start there at 6th. Mark Herzog, Mike Carlson, 7th and 8th. Russell Peets and Sam Fontaine will start in 9th and 10th. Daniel Hall, Curran Beckler will start in row number 6. Row number 7, you'll see Mike Duryea and Brandon Hughes. Row number 8, Brian Sutphin, the runner-up from last week at Richmond, and Luke Daniels. Row number 9, Kevin Anderson, Ken Zames. Row 10, Matthew Telder and Joey Ladassour. Row 11, Mike Braun, Nick Jazeboski. Richard Benedetto, Jeff Carlson, row number 12. Dave Burns and Drift going to start there in the 26th position. In the final position, Brandon Trujembo, JT, actually an admin now for this race, so he will not be in his. Somebody wake up Michael Benedetto, his car's not running. There he goes. Good job. All the cars roll off for the one pace lap. You see everybody kind of getting sorted out here. See the iRacing Ghost 4X pace car gonna bring. Oh, and somebody's wrecking in the back. We got a big pile up before the start, and Matthew Telner is in it. Is that Kevin Anderson? Oh, and one car goes coming in there with a 54.
Seriously?
What in the world?
Of all weeks to not have a faster pair, too.
Yeah, let me go back and look at it.
I was sitting there for 5 seconds before you hit me. Can somebody tell me how bad my damage is?
The pace car did not take. They did not take the green flag here, so.
I'll let you know when it's done, ready if we need to delay.
At least they kept the chat clean there, but you heard what everybody had to say there. Wow. Here. Oh, and they just check up and pile into each other here. Drift gets involved. Pace car, let's see if it's going to pull off or not. The pace car is still staying out here, so. And it's safe to say we have some angry drivers. We got a second here. Let's go back and look at it again here and see how this all transpired. 19, that's Jeff Carlson. We're slow it down and move up here a little bit to the field.
I think we should let those cars run because of the damage they have. I agree. So let's just reset the server and start over.
Right up here, everybody's checked up. 82 gets into the 23. 19 piles in. Netcode into the Kevin Anderson 81. There's the 14 Adrift up into Ken Zames. So at least 6 or 7 cars involved in this. All right, pace car pulls off. We're going to go racing here for 100 laps. And looks like the race has gone officially green 2 laps ago. So we'll go green at lap number 3. in race number 4 from Dover in the STSL ARCA Series as it resets to lap 1. So I guess this is the green flag. Never mind. Lap 1. I've never had this happen before at a broadcast. I didn't know what was going to happen. Everybody clean off the turn 1. And I believe this is the second straight race. Justin Laxton going to lead lap 1. One car up in the wall over in turn 4. That's Ken Zames, the 90 who was involved in that first wreck. That car's destroyed, and he's going to go ahead and tow it. Kern Beckler to the inside of Mario Ercoloni. Ercoloni is trying to get into a rhythm here. And again, you're going to see comers and goers. You're going to see people driving hard, and I think you're going to see people not driving so hard with the tires. Boy Haslow in third, and then the two Mikes fourth and fifth. Stefano Benedetto. Benedetto slides up. Here comes the 47, Mark Herzog, the Iowa winner, to the inside there. Fontaine. Onboard cameras we have here at the Dover International Speedway. Fontaine running in the 8th position right now. Now this track is tough to pass at also. With the way the draft is working, everybody pretty tight on each other within about, matter of fact, first through about 7th within about a second of each other. Kern Beckler here into 35. Car should be starting to tighten up a little bit now. Oh, one car hard into the inside wall. And he is going to slide back up the track, and he got down the track. Nice job by Russell Peets. I mean, you hate to see him wrecked, but this is a self-cleaning track, and that could have been really bad. And first caution is out. Solo accident, which that never happens at Dover. The 19 has destroyed the left front. Caution's out as they'll get behind to the pace car here. Let's see if we get leaders to pit road here the way these tires are running. No, everybody's out. So far, so far. Everybody has stayed out. First car to pit road will be right there, the two of Matthew Telder. The 16th place car is going to bring Mike Duryea with him. And the one is Trajembo. And I am going to take a second here. You're going to see the screen come back up here. I'm going to reset the graphics one more time because I want you guys to be able to have a track map. There are no resets tonight, so unfortunately the cars that were involved in that accident at the beginning of the race had to go get this damage fixed, and unfortunately have what they have this evening. It's a tough situation. You feel bad for that, but just the way it goes. All right, so let's banner off screen. So Justin Laxton leads here at lap number 11. Dalton in second, Coy Haslow third, Stefan fourth, and Benedetto, your top five. All these cars staying out. Your first one's a pit. Going to be Tellner in 20th, Brandon Trujillo 21st, Mike Duryea 22nd, Carlson and Jazeboski. And the rest of these cars who were involved either in that lap 0.5 of the race are either behind the wall, and you got Russell Peets, unfortunately, behind the wall after his accident. Should be coming to one to go this time by. So tonight, as I mentioned, sponsored by Buttkicker. If you, as you know, type in STSL into any Buttkicker purchase, you can get 20% off any order at the Buttkicker website. And then also Jazeboski Designs, as Nick has been out painting different cars, depending on where the stipulations of what he uses in each race tonight. I believe he picked a random qualifier. So we'll see who gets that paint tonight. And then also, as I mentioned, the cameras tonight produced by Track Cams for Gourmets. If you enjoyed those first 10 laps, you're definitely going to enjoy the cameras that we're going to have in the future. Of course, they produce oval, road, and dirt. And also virtual reality and onboard spectator cameras that you can check out, and go to trackcams22.com for all the details. All right. I haven't gotten a graphic made for it, but it will be in the works here in the very near future. We're going to bring you to the restart. I'm going to shut up, and we're going to let you enjoy some of Captain TV in wide open racing. So this is our version of Fox's Crank It Up. Turn up those audios if you want to. Just for your enjoyment, there you go. Justin Laxton continuing to lead, and we did have somebody when spinning From what I was hearing, not sure who it was. If I can get you an update, it might have been Telder. Telder's way back here in the 2 car, and he's off the pace. Matthew Telder coming to pit road. That car is destroyed, the 2 car. Telder not having a good night. Tough deal for him. But there's your leader to 53, Justin Laxton. Jason Dalton, Coy Haslow. Back here, the 26, Brian Sutphin inside of Mike Carlson takes that position away. Now going to put pressure on Daniel Hall in that McDonald's car. Here, you got to be careful, especially when you're coming off the corners, because it will slide up into another car. You do not want that. As Mike Carlson blinking a little bit, he'll take that pass away. So Daniel Hall just being very patient right now with these cars coming off the corner. Brandon Hughes back here, the 111 car, another Moneymaker Motorsports machine. Brandon running 14th right now, started in 14th. He hasn't moved anywhere. Somebody getting loose right up there in front of Kevin Anderson. That's Ercoloni. In front of Kevin Anderson there, got a little loose. You saw him kind of hop up the track a little bit there, trying to catch it. Up ahead here, that's the 25 of Benedetto getting passed by Sutphin, so Sutphin gently passing the 25. Going to bring Mike Carlson with him. Daniel Hall there behind him. Already almost a quarter distance in this race. 100 laps going to go really quickly here at this Monster Mile. Of course, in the middle of my drink of soda, Mike Carlson slams the wall. I thought he was going to go over his top. Forgive me there. I was trying to get a quick drink real quick, and bam, he hits the wall. That car is going to have some heavy right side damage. Good news, this ARCA car very fragile. So you could hit a wall like that and that car will still be at pretty good speed. Unlike the Cup car, you touch the wall and you're kind of done. Right there, Brandon Hughes going to go to the inside. This is your best battle right now on track, and you see right behind him there, Joey Ladiseur going to take the 14th position from Mario Arcoloni. So Mario started up front, unfortunately falling back. Up here, starting to see battles shaping up here, maybe the 4th and 5th positions. Mark Herzog, the Iowa winner, looking underneath Stefan here, trying to get his nose there. Oh man. He'll get the run there. He should be able to get his to the end. Oh, he hooks him! Contact! Stefan into the inside wall, and now they're wrecking. Mike Braun involved. Trajembo involved. Let's look at the replay and see what happens as the Monster claims drivers, unfortunately here. Second caution out. And Haslow, Herzog just goes up into the 669. And I think after he sees the replay, he made a comment about Mike, there was a car low. I don't think, oh, and Mike slides down to Stefan, and Braun clobbers the wall. But he made the comment on the channel. Mark made the comment about there was a car high, but unfortunately, I think in this case, he's going to see the replay. We'll look at it one more time here. We'll slow it down. Yeah, you see, yeah, and Mark just turns him. And Mike does a good job keeping it off the inside wall here. Locks it down. Sutphin's going to get some damage there. Piles into Herzog. Everybody else, Daniel Hall gets through. Beckler, and he's holding it there. Stefan goes to go down, and Trajembo's coming in, and they clip each other, and then Braun goes to miss and slams the outside wall. So we had some pit stops happen here. Everybody but the leader, Luke Daniels, has come to pit road. Let's go watch the pit stops here and see what happens. So the pit stops here. Laxton wins the race off pit road over Dalton and Coy Hasler there. So as Luke Daniels going to be the leader, it looks like, of this race on older tires. Going to come to the restart here at lap number 31 and take the green flag here. As I mentioned, Luke Daniels on the tires he started the race with. Justin Laxton, Dalton, Haslow, all these guys on the same tires, or not the same tires, new tires, as Daniels on the older tires. Here we go. Going to mention, by the way, if you do want to chat, if you're not a driver in this race, because I know a lot of the drivers like to watch while the race goes on. Somebody got the wall back there, that white car right there. I think that was Zircoloni maybe, or might have been Kern Beckler actually in the 35. But I was going to say, if you want to chat, feel free to. I don't mind answering questions or talking about racing or whatever. If you're racing, don't talk to me because you're racing. As Daniel Hall going to make a pass. Oh, and around goes Fontaine in a big wreck on the back straightaway maybe. This could get, oh, there we go. Now they're cleaning. Here's where Dover strikes. Oh, into 23, clobbers to 111. But Dover... And how did Fontaine not have any damage? Maybe on the right front a little bit. You do not wreck at Dover and not hit anything unless your name is Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, that does not happen. We'll see if we get any pit stops here or whatever. If not, we'll go look at the replay and see what happens here. Brings out caution 3 at lap 34. Mike Duryea on pit road. Dalton coming to pit road also. Dalton's got some damage. Is that right there? Yep, Dalton with damage on the left front. So the pole sitter, unfortunately, does the pit strategy move there and gets damaged. Let's go back and see what happened to Grew. That brings out the caution for the third time here. And Sam, I'm about to see this. Did he really not hit anything? Gets checked up there. And, okay, he backs into the wall a little bit. So, I mean, other than that, he comes out pretty clean. Wow. You don't do that at this track. Ever. And that back end doesn't... Wow. I'm impressed. We're going to slow it down here. There's Fontaine going around off the 4. Hall gets around it. And there's where the damage comes. Hooked by the 87. And then here comes the field. This is where it's like, uh-oh. And obviously with the banking, the 4 car is going to come down. And here he starts to come down, and the 111 clobbers him. And there's the 23. He's going to just almost peel the left side across. And I think everybody else, it's only going to be a 4-car wreck. This actually, again, evades a big wreck. Let's look one more time here. Let's go on board with Sam here. You don't do this. There's only one other person I know of that has ever spun and not hit anything. Yes, granted, Sam just kind of clipped the the inside wall with his rear end. But that would be Jimmy Johnson. If I could find Sam's car, there it is. Let's go on board with Sam. What's this? Well, in fairness, I didn't have a stream up until earlier. So he gets turned. And there he kind of clips the back of the outside wall, and there's everything up in front. All right, so caution number 4 out. Sometimes the buttons don't cooperate with me. Or at least I haven't learned them enough. All right, so Justin Laxton, until that restarted, led all the laps. And then Daniels led those couple laps there. And we'll now come back to green here at lap 37 after the third caution of the night. Pace car going to pull in. And here we go, back to green, Justin Laxton. Laszlo gets a good jump on Daniels. Here comes Curran Beckler, who's having a good run so far tonight in that 35. Daniel Hall there in that 72, going to make a run. That 98 is going to go free fall in Tom Petty style. The Brian Sutphin coming back through. Right side, a little damage on that right front. And there's the 26 making a pass there on the one of Brandon Trajembo. Stefan right there behind him. Some of these cars are able to get their damage fixed from those accidents. Now the pass, as you see, Benedetto going to go by. He's going to bring the freight train with him. Another Mike and Carlson there behind him. Kevin Anderson, I believe that is, yep, the 81, going to go by. And then Trajembo does a good job to let Sutphin in line so he can make a pass. Still not want to go 3 wide off these corners at all. Never. The leaders are gone, by the way. Already, 3 seconds up on Benedetto. There's your front 4 way out there, almost in Wilmington. Luke Daniels already back to the 15th position after restarting up in the front row. But the benefit is later on in this race, he could have a set of tires. If he gets a caution here in the next 10 to 15 laps, he might be okay, but otherwise he's got to be careful because you will easily lose 2 laps at this track on pit road. As the 3 of Mike Carlson, the inside of Benedetto. Mike and Mike show here. Oh, Carlson clips the apron, loses the front end, and now Benedetto gets the wall. And now caution is out. Turn 4, Herzog. A lot of sore, I think, involved in this one, too. So let's see what happens. Just comes down on Herzog. Jeff Carlson. So one Carlson chops. Oh, and who's that hit the inside barrels? Caution 4. This was not a good corner for the Carlson family. Let's watch this again. I'm going to hit stop here because we're going to go up to Mike Carlson, who clips the apron right here and goes up into Michael Benedetto. And then Jeff Carlson, I'm sorry, I guess the lap, not the corner, comes down in turn 3 and 4. And, well, there's a car there, unfortunately. And it looks like the admins are actually giving this to Herzog. Let's look at the replay again. caution out again. All right, so just about 4 laps from halfway. Everybody pretty much staying out. Jazeboski, the first one to pit back here in the 15th position. Luke Daniels has come in and gotten tires now. Looks like Duryea, Hughes, Drift, Carlson, a lot of these guys getting damage fixed. I hate to break the news to you. I think Corey understands this. Mr. Mars Telder's out of the race. He's actually admitting right now. Oh, no, I guess Telder is on track. Or is he? Going to come back to the green. And there goes Laxton on the pedal, who's led the most laps so far this evening, or Coy Haslow. And Daniel Hall up to the 3rd position now, going to try to take 2nd in that McDonald's car. Try to take advantage of clean air here at Dover. This track is so notorious for dirty air. Such high speeds and the turbulence just can cause your car to get loose or even be tight. It's just tough to pass. So get what you can get on a restart. Jembo putting pressure on Fontaine for 8th position here in the top 10. Michael Benedetto right there behind him in 10th. Right now it's a survival game. Making the pass. You see the Kevin Anderson 81 car right there behind him. Kevin doing a good job right now in the 7th position. Dive off the 2 stories into the banking of turn 1 and 2, 24 degrees. Up on the back straightaway, banked at 9 degrees, back into the 24 degree turn 3 and 4. That's the Monster Mile for you right there in a nutshell. Oh, Beckler getting up the track a little bit there. Almost got into the back of the 3 car. And Coy Haslow got the wall on the 87. And now Haslow, wow! Gets airborne and goes spinning. Caution is out. That might be one of the more insane wrecks I've ever seen. I have never seen a car do that in the air. Well, fifth caution, lap 55. And leaders coming back to pit road, maybe? Laxton coming to the bottom here. And they're all coming. We'll get the top 4 down here in the pit stops. So you'll be able to see those 4 all come in here. See Trajembo going to be the first of the leaders to his pit stall. Now, Mars, you were watching last night when I was racing. You saw how when I'm in the car, you can see my pit crew. But here, you can't see the pit crew. "35-mile-an-hour pit stops all the way until you get to the green cones on exit. Race off pit road. Somebody's trying strategy here. Laxton gets him barely, it looks like. Oh, no, they're going to give it to him. Wow. Or did Laxton speed on pit road? Oh, boy. EOL for the 53 for speeding on pit road. Luke Daniels once again stays out here and will be the leader of this race. Well, let's go back and watch what happens here in the accident. In one of the more awkward moments I have ever seen. So it starts, actually before this, because Coy's running up in the top 3. Coy going to get passed by Carlson. Oh, and whoa, ridiculous net code. When you see a car turn sideways like Coy's just does here, this is what net code is. So basically what that looks like is basically what's going on here is the internet or whatever is saying that Mike Carlson is right up next to Coy Haslow right now and says they hit each other. But as you see, they are roughly a foot from each other. Which makes sense now why Coy cued the mic the way he did. Go down into turn 1 and 2. Coy keeps going, and then they're going to come up on the back of the other Carlson. And then this deal happens. Which, guess what? I think we have a Carlson netcode sandwich or something here. Watch this. They're nowhere near each other. And unfortunately, Kevin Anderson nowhere to go finish off Coy. And that was actually contact. So 2 net codes and a contact sends Coy around. I don't know what's going on here. It's like, as the pace car pulls in, we'll go back racing here. Down the back straightaway, here's Luke Daniels leads. Nick Jazeboski second. Daniel Hall is third now. Brian Sutphin and Mike Carlson, who started in the 8th position, up to third. Daniel Hall going to take second from Nick, and here he comes to the inside of Luke Daniels. Jazeboski's going to go to the high side here. Way up the track he goes. And Daniel takes the lead. Daniel might have scraped the wall there a little bit in that 72. As Coy Haslow down pit road, not sure, is that a black flag, I believe, for Coy? For jumping to start? I was hearing somebody say something about him. No, he's on pit road to get tires and stuff, it looks like. Jembo going to make the pass to the inside of Luke Daniels. Cars scrambling around the two of Matthew Telder, who is a wee bit off the pace. Dalton makes a pass, and one car spinning out of control, and oh, Benedetto's in the wall. What happens. Benedetto gets turned by Laxton into the wall hard. '52 involved, a whole bunch of moneymaker cars involved in Roca cars. See if we get another view of this from outside the car. Justin looking to the low side. And contact from the 53 and 25. Going to send him up the track into Stefan here. So the two Roca Nation cars involved. Now these cars have a newer damage model than most of these other cars. That's where you're able to see these pieces fly off and all these different things happening. You see Richard Benedetto gets involved, Brandon Hughes. So carnage again here, lap 65. So Daniel Hall going to come back to the green flag. Sutphin and Carlson, Fontaine, and Trajembo going to be your top 5. You see cars getting damage fixed and stuff. Now again, next week, these guys are going to be at Martinsville Speedway. Should be a fun race next Thursday night. We'll finish up the month of April. So we're coming to the green flag here with 33 laps to go. And Hall back to the pedal here, leads Sutphin. Not a good restart from Mike Carlson as there's Jason Dalton to the outside making the pass. Up to 30 laps to go. A lot of attrition in this race from accidents and stuff. It's been a fun race to watch when the green flag's been going on, but we've had our fair share of accidents and cautions this evening. Those kind of things are going to happen. Now coming up tomorrow night, we'll have truck racing from the Blown Piston Racing League. Truck Series presented by Wise Choice Contracting will be at Auto Club Speedway in California tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And then Saturday we'll stay out west for the VOR IndyCar Series at the Legacy Phoenix, so the old Phoenix from 2008. That race will be at 7 o'clock. And then following that, USRC's Xfinity Series, which one car just pounced off the wall back here. David Burns in the Krispy Kreme donut car. Oh, and now he gets turned. And no caution yet. Now the caution's out. I was about to say USRC going to be at Pocono Saturday night. So 7th caution, lap 72. Ironically, the 72 leading. If anybody comes to pit road. Oh, the 91 with a late move. That might get you a black flag. We'll have to see. I know in real life you got to be inside that orange cone. Looks like the top 7 or 8 cars going to stay out here. These guys, looks like tires and fuel are getting damage fixed or something. And they'll come back out here in about 12th through 17th position. So let's go back to the wreck now with Burns. He gets high right there off turn 4, smacks the wall, smashes the donut. he slides up into him. And Brandon Hughes finishes him off. And that brings you to second caution. So we're going to go back racing with 25 laps to go. Yeah, I was starting to say Saturday night, Pocono Raceway for the Sunset Arctic Games USRC Grand National Series, and then we'll come back Sunday night for the BPRL Cup Series at Auto Club Speedway. So some great racing coming up this weekend, starting here tonight with the Short Track Super League ARCA Series here at Dover. So looking at the telemetry here, the first car off pit road with tires, or if he has tires on this case, will be Brian Sutphin there in the 9th position. Now Michael Steffen pitted at lap 65 here, so we'll have to see how this all transpires. We'll keep an eye on the 669 and the 26 as they come to the green flag here with 25 laps to go. Daniel Hall, Mike Carlson, Trajembo, Coe, Justin Laxton, Nick Jazeboski, Kevin Anderson. Top 7 as we go back racing. Back here getting pretty close. Sutphin drives it in there on Steffen. And now 3 wide. For a split second there. They went back to 2, thankfully. Meanwhile, Justin Laxton up to the 2nd position. Going to bring Mike Carlson with him. Laxton driving pretty angry, I think, right now after getting the EOL for that wreck with Benedetto. Jazeboski falling backwards here on that high side. Should mention Mike Duryea back in the 18th position. Just ran the fastest lap of the race out of everybody. 22.89. That just shows you the fresh tires there. And caution is out. Fontaine in the wall. Jeff Carlson's involved. And the 8th caution comes out. Let's see where this all starts. Down to turn 1. Oh, contact with the 81 and somebody. But then it leads up to Fontaine in the wall. Let's look at it again. Where's Fontaine at, though? Right here. The rest of it takes by. All right, so we'll come back to 18 laps to go. You got Hall, Laxton, Trujembo, Carlson, Cole, Sutphin, Ercoloni at 7th, Daniels, Beckler, and Dalton now your top 10. Should go back racing here with 16 to go. A lot of cars out here with some damage. You see, been involved. How about Jason Coe here? He was involved in the accident that before the start of the race, and yet he is up here, car fixed, in the 5th position. Shout out to Jason. Nice, yeah, Jason Coe there. Nice job in the 54. Like Luke Daniels is going to get the EOL because of that, as they'll come to the green flag. $16 to go from the Monster Mile. Good start for Hall as he's back to the pedal. Green flag out. Laxton, who has been arguably one of the fastest cars in this race. Him and Hall have been up front most of the race, and see if he can do anything with them. Down into turn one. Look at this gaggle of cars here. Now, the top three in this race are all part of the Empire Racing team. Now, I believe they're all three on, or two of them are on the same team. One is not, because there are two different Empire teams, because you're only allowed 5 drivers per team. And the Empire team has 6 actually on the roster, so they had to split up into 2 3-car teams. As Laxton's going to go to the front. He's going to bring Trajembo with him past Hall. Here comes Sutphin into the picture. Oh, and Jason Dalton hits the wall back there. And I think Hall might have clipped it. Either way, Hall's going to fall back to 4th. Laxton leads with 12 to go. And for second, here comes Sutphin. Sutphin moves up to second, Trajembo up to third. And Daniel Hall and Carlson are wrecking. Ercoloni's involved. Nick Jazeboski gets a piece, Carlson gets hit. And the 9th caution. Coy Haslow going to get the lucky dog. He'll come back on to... Sorry, he will not come back on the lead lap. He'll be 1 lap down. Dover's definitely seen its share of cautions tonight in this race. Again, the 9th caution here, 10 laps to go. This ARCA car that they run in this series definitely has been tricky tonight. I made the comment before the race that usually a looser setup leads to a great race and not many cautions, but it's totally been the opposite. That's okay. Every race has cautions. It's the way it works. Well, most races have cautions. Justin Laxton trying to be the 3rd winner this season. Brian Sutphin, who has been arguably one of the faster cars in the series. He passed a lot of cars at Iowa, and unfortunately getting involved in a wreck late in that race and didn't get the best finish that he could have gotten. Last week, passed a lot of cars at Richmond, finished 2nd. Tonight could be his night. Brandon Trajembo and that Steve Park throwback started dead last tonight. Jason Dalton, who was on the pole, has been involved in a couple incidents. You see his right front got some damage there. He's got a shot. Jason Coe, he was in a wreck before the race even started, and he's got a shot at this. Yeah, how about not only that, look at this here. Speaking of comers and goers in this race, Brian Supfin started 15th, he's second. Jazeboski started 27th, he's third. Coe started 29th, he's fifth. Burns started 23rd, he's ninth. Drift started 16th or 26th, he's 10th. So a lot of guys who started mid to the back are now up in the front of this race from missing wrecks and all types of things. We get 1 to go here with 7. We'll get to green at 7 to go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the racing so far. And should be getting pretty wild here as we come back to the green. Who's that right there? Brandon Hughes or Mario Ercoloni with no rear end. In NASCAR, that'd be a penalty. Jeff Gordon won an all-star race back in 1997, the Jurassic Park car, the infamous Jurassic Park car, which instituted the rule later on that you have to have a rear cover on that on the back because the research showed that Gordon's car found an increase in downforce on the rear from that back end missing. And he went out and dominated that race and won it. Because his car got the tail end ripped off it pretty much early in that race. All right, pace car going to pull off as Laxton's going to lead him to the green with 7 laps to go. Supfin with a pretty good restart. Jazeboski a good restart on Dalton. He'll take third. Single file back to about the 7th or 8th position. And Ercoloni going to fall back a little bit here as these cars scatter out. Carlson, oh, I thought they were going to go 3 wide. Luke Daniels trying to work his way back up. Here comes Daniel Hall with him. Six laps to go. Oh, it's somebody spinning. And looks like they kept it off the wall. It's the 41 of Ercoloni. He was able to save it. No caution, they continue on. Laxton leading this race. He's got 6/10 over Supfin. There's Brandon there in third. Dalton Duryea. How about Mike up to 5th? Ooh, easy, guys. A lot of tank slapping coming off the corner. Very easy to do here. Dover spinning of the tires. On board with Jason Coe, the 54. The lead down to 0.4 of a second as Dalton takes third. And Duryea going to go to 4th, 2 to go. Has Supfin got anything for Laxton? They will be coming up on the lap car. Matthew Telder coming off turn 4. White flag, final lap here at Dover. Supfin got a big run off 2. Can he get to him? To the high side. Gonna try to cross him over off turn 4. It will not be enough. Justin Laxton, 3rd winner of the season here at Dover. Jason Dalton 3rd, Duryea 4th. Brandon Jazeboski gets a top 5. Laxton trying to get those tires going. There he goes. Let's take a look at the final results. From this Dover race, Laxton wins it by a 10th over Brian Sutphin, his second straight top 2 finish. Dalton finishing 3rd. Mike Duryea 4th. Brandon Trejembo 5th. Curran Beckler Drift finishing 7th. Luke Daniels, Brandon Hughes, Jason Coe, your top 10. Jeff Carlson, Michael Steffen, David Burns, Koya Haslow, Daniel Hall, unfortunately 15th after leading a bunch of laps in this race. Mario Urcoloni 16th, Mike Carlson 17th, Nick Jazeboski 18th. 19th going to go to Sam Fontaine, 20th, Joey Ladesseur. Richard Benedetto 21st, Kevin Anderson 22nd, Michael Benedetto 23rd, 24th, Matthew Telder, 25th, Mark Herzog, 26th, Mike Braun. Russell Peets finishing in 27th, Ken Zames 28th, and JT actually did not start the race. He was the admin tonight, so that's why you see him down in the last position. So, all right, so we're going to talk to our winner, Justin Laxton, getting himself his first win of the season. Here at the Monster Mile. Started there in P2 and led a majority of the laps, and unfortunately was involved in an incident with Michael Benedetto and was able to come back and get it. All right, let's go talk to him. As soon as I get into the channel here the right way. Bam, ba-bam. And make sure all my settings are set here. It takes a minute for me to do the on-air interviews because I have to get everything set up. So Laxton's up here in the channel. We'll pull him down here and talk to us really quickly as Laxton celebrates a win. Congratulations, Justin. A wild race for you to get your first win of the season here, the 3rd different winner of this ARCA series.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. You know, I just wanted to pull in Austin Edwards. I put a lot of practice in this week. Austin gave us a setup, you know, a lot of feedback from it, so just went out and ran some laps. You know, it feels great to win. I hate that Austin wasn't here because I would have liked to beat him, but that's okay.
Well, still, as you mentioned, interesting race. We had some cautions, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of different pit strategies. You were able to work your way back up, had the unfortunate deal with Benedetto happen, but you worked your way up through the field, and it looked like the caution after that allowed you to jump back up, and you were able to work your way through those, 5 or 6 cars to get back to the front.
Yeah, we had teammates. All of us were all together. The 72, Brandon and I, we were all 1, 3, 5 down there on the bottom line. So anybody who's been on iRacing knows that gives you a distinct advantage on restarts, and that's really what catapulted it. And then when it was us 1, 2, 3, same advantage, only this time, you know, we're able to pull both lines and get a nice little jump there. So, you know, just great teamwork tonight. Hats off to the boys. Chris, you should be real thankful. We're working pretty well together right now, and one of the things, you know, I've been real negative, real down on myself, on the league, on everything lately, and I kind of had some moments with myself this last week and just said, you know, I'm supposed to be on iRacing having fun. If I'm not having fun, then why am I on it? So anybody who goes on my stream, Plaid Dog 835 on Twitch tonight, is going to notice it was a little bit different. A lot more laughing. Brandon is laughing, which is crazy. I never hear him laugh. So, you know, we're just trying to have a little bit more fun, get this Reaper Speed Lab Chevy in Victory Lane, and that's what happened.
Well, I guess you're 1 for 1 on the fun scale then, huh?
Yeah, 10 out of 10 actually on the fun scale.
10 to 10 on the scale, but 1 for 1 race-wise. So,
yeah.
Well,
and then tonight too, you know, when I got stuck back there, last couple weeks when something's gone wrong, I pushed too hard to get back up in front. And this week, I feel like I did a better job. Obviously not patient enough, but a better job of being patient. That's really what matters.
Well, great job this evening. I mean, I wasn't going to say too much about the fact that I kind of helped run the team a little bit and stuff, but you did great. I'm unbiased. I'm in the booth right now, so we'll talk after the race. But great job on your win, and send shouts whoever you'd like to.
Yeah, shout outs to the boys on the team. Everybody that helps out. Reaper Speed Labs, they give me some great setups for short track racing. My stream Plaid Dog 835. All the guys that hosted Hopping, we're going to have a nice little party tomorrow night after we get done with some fun Great Lakes Sim Racing Truck Series action from Southern National. So hopefully we'll see some of these guys there tomorrow night.
Yep, should be a lot of fun. Well, nice job, Justin. Congratulations, and go celebrate the win.
Heck yeah, let's go party.
And we'll get Brian Sutphin up here in the booth here now, and we'll talk to him after his second place finish this evening. Unfortunately, his second straight second place finish. As I actually do some typing real quickly. As Brian, let's get that updated. There we go. And there he comes down here. Actually, let's get them both down here, teammates. Finishing second and third, I believe, respectively. They did. And the teammates, Brian, I know you want to be talking to me one spot ahead this week, but you fight back. A little bit of damage on that 26 cars. You were involved in an accident just a little bit ago, but still to come back and get another second place finish. A good points night.
Yeah, it was a great run. I laid up a little bit too much in qualifying. It was a little bit sketchy, a little bit loose, and I decided to try to just get a decent lap in. And I didn't get a good enough lap in. Started in the back or mid-pack and working my way up and got caught up in a little skirmish. Got a little bit of damage, but fixed it and didn't seem to hurt the car that much.
Yeah, it seemed like these ARCA cars are very forgiving, unlike, obviously the truck or maybe Xfinity car or even a Cup car out here on these tracks. These cars, you could almost roll it down the straightaway or something and get the damage fixed and be just as fast as the leader or something. So definitely works itself out there. But I know it's got to be a little frustrating. I know you're happy you finished in second, but it's like you're right there on the edge of getting this win.
I needed one more lap.
You were coming.
Yeah, these cars, they remind me of the cars that we drove back in the 2003 season, basically a cereal box, and you can bend them up a little bit and they still run fast. And setup was good, and I found a line that worked for me, and it was an enjoyable race. But yeah, it would have been nice to have had just one more lap.
Man, if we had a quarter for our racing lives of how long people have said that sentence right there, we'd be able to get the economy
Mike
fixed.
Benedetto, you still in here?
So, but great job on your end, man. Send shouts
We're
whoever you like to.
watching your thing, we're chatting.
I really appreciate it. It was fun. I want to
Yeah,
send
what
a
lap
shout
is
out
that
to
on?
all my family and friends that are watching tonight, and I'd really like to send a shout out to all the drivers in this series. They are some of the cleanest and most respectful drivers that I've ever league raced with, and it's a pleasure. If they were not quality drivers, it would be impossible to start 14th and drive to the front, or start in the back 2 or 3 times and drive to the front. They're great drivers, and I really enjoy racing with them.
Well, great job, Brian. Nice job, man. Well said. And next week is Martinsville, so we'll see if you feel that way after that race, and we'll go on from there.
Well, I live about probably about an hour from Martinsville.
Nice.
It's my home track, and I've been to more races there than you can shake a stick at, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, trade one with me. I want to go one day. But anyways, nice job, Brian, and congrats on your second, bud.
Thank you, sir. I
And
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Jason Dalton joining us here now, teammate to Brian. A great points night for you, and one thing that is kind of overlooked, you could so to say, with these team points and stuff like that, is how well you and Brian have worked together to pair up these great finishes.
Yeah, Brian got me into this race and taught me an awful lot about it. And we run well together. We communicate a lot, really help each other out. So we find something that works and we share it with each other and do a good job communicating.
Now you, like every other person in the field, had issues tonight. Had an accident you were involved in, and especially early in the race, and you were able to get your car fixed. Matter of fact, your right front tire is still showing a little bit outside your car, but you were able to come back and get this top 3. How much did that help getting that car fixed all the way, and were you feeling any kind of issues afterwards?
No, not really. Like Brian said, the car, you can beat it up a little bit. It still runs pretty good. But I got involved in that little wreck here where the 98, he stayed out on the old tires. And me and Sam just went in the corner so hard. He had to slow down so much in front of us. We just couldn't check up. So, I got into Sam, so I had to apologize to him for that. But, yeah, it was a challenge. It was a fun night. It was fun coming up through the field. I don't think I had anything for Brian or Justin, but I could get pretty close maybe.
Well, you did a fantastic job tonight. Way to tame the monster in this race. Another good points night, and way to bounce back. Shout out to whoever you like to.
Like Brian said, I got a lot of family and friends watching. I appreciate them support, and also this is actually the first league I've ever been in, or second actually.
Nice.
Like Brian said, the guys we race with, they're all good. They're fun to talk to, and just good guys in general. It's a real fun league. So, and I appreciate you, man. I love the job you do. I go back and watch the replays, and you do a great job.
I appreciate that, man. And the best part about this whole thing is when you go back to the main screen, your IR is still the same.
Yeah, it wouldn't have a good night with me. I think
that's the best part about league racing. You go back and everything's still the same.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate it.
No sweat. Thanks, Jason. All right.
Hey, one other thing I would like
yeah,
to
go ahead,
say
Brian. Absolutely.
is I want to give a shout out to Buttkicker for sponsoring this series. I really appreciate those guys, and hopefully maybe at the end of the series I'll have one of those to mount up to my rig.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people are getting those thingamajigs and the Buttkickers, as I've known them as, and I might have to get one myself and go from there. But yeah, Buttkicker, you can actually save 20%. Type in STSL right now on their website. So appreciate your time, Brian, and Jason. Good job, guys.
Hey, bud. Have a good night.
Hey,
We'll catch you next week.
Absolutely, guys. And
Thanks again.
yeah, no problem. And we'll move them up here to the waiting room here. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do a bonus interview real quick. I know we usually only do the top 3, but this guy here had usually a family deal on Thursday nights, and it got canceled tonight. And he said, yeah, guys, I'm coming to show up tonight. And Mike Duryea, you show up and finish 4th in this race.
Yeah, talk about remarkable. Holy moly.
Well, you had the old elevator race up and down, man. You worked your way up, and then you were back involved in some stuff, and otherwise you kept the car clean, and here you are.
Yeah, I started 13th and drifted to the back. I figured it'd be a lot of yellow, so I just wanted to keep my car as clean as I could. I was incident free till about lap 90,
right.
So that kind of worked out. And I got tires with about 25 to go, and I think I started 9th and come back to finish 4th in the last 10 laps or 12 laps, whatever it was.
Well, yeah, it was fun to watch. I know it seemed like every time pit stops were happening, I saw you going down or doing whatever you had to do to kind of keep yourself in a safe spot. But, man, nice job. Way to come out here to Dover. And I just wanted to get a quick word from you and just say nice job.
Hey, well, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, usually I'm at my son's football practice on Thursday nights, and so tonight was canceled, and we're doing it tomorrow. But I'm always watching from practice, to be honest with you.
Wow, I appreciate that. I wouldn't mind one night trading with you because I do miss coaching youth football. It's something I've done for a lot of my life and haven't done for a couple years now, and not by choice, just work schedule and stuff. But no, definitely, I'll say this, one of the more, I don't want to use the word underappreciated, but it's the best that comes to my head right now when it comes to a volunteer job that people do is coaching any kind of youth activity. Because of the competitiveness and stuff, so kudos to you for going out there and doing that.
Well, thank you very, very much. It means a lot, so it's a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely, and I've been on that other side where you got parents being the second coach behind you and all that stuff, so it's just like, yeah. But, hey, man, nice job tonight in the 4th.
Yeah, thanks. I'd just like to give a big thanks to my sponsors, My Small Music, Apache Rental Group, the Board of Work Project, and Harvick Motorsports.
And I think you just snuck in an unofficial drink sponsor there because I heard that Papa Top.
No, didn't mean that. Didn't mean that.
I'm like, I know that sound. So, hey, nice job, Mike.
All righty, thank you, sir. I'll be watching next week if I'm not racing.
I appreciate it, bud. Mike Duryea finishing in the 4th position. Had to get that bonus interview in, so nice job on Mike. So, all right, we're off. Tomorrow night we will be at Auto Club Speedway for the Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series with Wise Choice Contracting at Auto Club. So come join us tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern, for that. This series, next week, we will be at Martinsville Speedway. So we'll get some hot dogs. I'll probably eat hot dogs for dinner, as always, doing a Martinsville race. And we will go racing for, I think it's 120 laps or something like that. I'll get the exact number next week. So should be a lot of fun. So congratulations to Justin Laxton on the win. And I will leave you with the saying I always like to say, this isn't just a game, it's iRacing. See you!
Let go of fear, you're holding the fire smoldering, it's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know what I'm in for. You gotta fix for me.